Daily we're bombarded with the message of how can I do better and better. Experts speak directly to our desire for hope through self-improvement books and websites, articles, info commercials, and Facebook ads. Who doesn't like the idea that with just a little determination, we can be better than we were before? None of us want to stay stuck where we are. We want to flourish. A few years ago, Psychology Today referenced a study from the National Institute of Health that reported that subjects who expressed more gratitude overall had a higher level of activity in their hypothalamus. Now, that's the part of your brain that controls your eating, drinking, and sleeping. Yeah, just saying thank you is like a tune-up for your inner world. Once you start seeing things to be grateful for, your brain starts looking for more things to be grateful for. And thus begins this circle of happiness through the art of being grateful, which makes all of us say, oh yeah. Yeah. So everybody, what's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's your life going? Even deeper, how are you feeling about yourself? Now, you may think, wait a minute, Julie, you're not easing into this. No, I only have a short little window of time, so I got to get right down to it. So we're going to get deep and personal real fast. I've been talking to quite a number of folks lately who seem to be feeling beat up and broken. Their circumstances have overshadowed who they are. Their sense of worth has greatly diminished. Maybe where you are now is very different from what you had dreamed, planned, and hoped. It's crucial to accept that your achievements, or lack thereof, has nothing to do with the effect of your identity, and thus no effect on your worth. People with low self-esteem often criticize themselves and their abilities. They brush off compliments and other positive qualities. They focus on the mistakes, what they didn't do, or what they should have done, or what other people seem to do, or what other people have. According to one study, your self-worth is likely based on how you rate yourself in one of these areas. Approval of others, the kind of attention that you receive from other people. Your social media following in this digital world. It can feel like the numbers determine your worth, but you're a little bit more complex than anyone sees on that screen. Your age. Age is just a number. Just how many years you've been on this blue marble at this moment. That's all age is. How you appear physically. That's a lot of times measured by the numbers on the scale, or the size of your clothing, or how far you can run, or how many push-ups you can do. The things you're good at, your job or your accomplishments. Your relationship status with families and friends, especially for those of us who are single. Being single doesn't mean you don't deserve love. It means you're doing you and focusing on loving yourself at this moment. How you measure up to other people, your status of what is conceived as important, and the influential people that you know. You know, this name-dropping thing. your likes, and I'm not talking about the Facebook likes, but your personal likes, your taste in music or art, your bank account, your net worth, your income, material possessions, financial assets. All of these, are any of them giving you problems or weighing you down? Let's look just a little bit deeper. In school or work, someone with a low self-esteem may avoid challenges and achieve less. They are prone to accept a lower salary and are afraid to ask for that raise that they deserve. In personal relationships, they may become upset or distressed by any criticism or disapproval. They may bend over backwards to please. They may be extremely shy or self-conscious. They may find themselves falling into the same bad relationship over and over again. Someone with a low self-worth may avoid or withdraw from intimacy or social contact. They are less likely to stand up for themselves from being abused or neglected. Any of these hitting a chord? A low self-worth may affect you even physically. You tend to avoid eye contact with passing strangers on the street. You tend to have slouched shoulders. You may even have a hard time getting a good night's sleep because you don't think you deserve anything. The weight of the day is on those shoulders. Your worth to God isn't tied to any of that. In God's eye, there's not a human hierarchy of worth. That professional basketball player, he's not greater than the doctor. The doctor's not greater than the fireman. The fireman's not greater than the teacher. The teacher's not greater than the garbage collector. And the garbage collector is not greater than the homeless person. The Course of Miracles says your worth is not established by teaching or learning. Your worth is established by God, and God doesn't create junk. With every creation, God said, it is good. And you are his creation. He looked at you and he said, it's good. And I know he had a great big smile on his face when he said it. Who you are is not up to you. Who you are was conceived by God. It was set by him forever. Forever. Not just this short little time here on earth. All of your choices and all of the efforts that you can't do anything, nothing to change your worth. Your efforts can't enhance your worth, and it can't damage it. The last point is a real relief. As we think and do things all the time that we think appears to damage our worth. A few years ago, I lost my way. I thought my poor choices was a reflection on my self-worth, and I felt worthless. What was the point to even continue? Yes, I had those kind of thoughts. And this shattered my entire faith system, and I had to rebuild. I was basing my worth on some bad choices and my bank account. That's the way the world sees your self-worth. You know what? They're just choices. Choose again. It's really that simple. Just choose again. You start every day fresh and new. Just choose again. Your true worth does not rest on any shifting performances in this precarious world. It rests forever on one changeless fact. You are a limitless spirit to the mind of God. Hear that again. You, not the people beside, don't look at them. You are a limitless spirit to the mind of God. The Course says, I am as God created me. If God creates only the perfect and the pure, and if I'm as God created me, then none of my bad performances have damaged my original self-worth. I love this illustration that I'm borrowing from Ben Lionel Scott. So follow me. You can play along too. I have a dollar bill. I have $1. This was designed a long time ago. But it still holds true that it's worth $1, right? Right. All right. If I see something for 65 cents, can I go buy it? Yeah. If I see something for 85 cents, can I go buy it? Well, 85 cents you should get by with the taxes on it. What if I take and I wad it up like this? It still can't be worth $1, can it? Oh, it can. Okay. Well, what if I wad it up, but I put it down on the floor and I stomp on it? How much is that worth? Yeah, that's still $1, huh? What if I take and wad it up and I throw it in the trash can? That's not worth anything then, is it? Go get it, and how much is it worth? Still worth $1. What if I take this $1 and I tear it in half? How much is it worth now? It's still $1. It's still $1. I used to be a teller. We didn't take just one half. You had to have both halves for it to count. So you're telling me I can wad it up, I can step on it, I can throw it in the trash, I can even tear it apart, and it's still worth $1. Sometimes you feel like this dollar bill. You've had your life turned inside out and upside down. You've been stepped on. You've been abused. You've been hurt. You've been taken advantage of. And you feel you've lost your value, your worth. But you were created by God with worth. And you are worth the same today as when you were created. And God said, it is good. You're still worth that much. We might have some extra lines and creases, but you're still worth the same amount. Despite it all, beneath all of my failing appearances, I remain as perfect and pure as the moment He first created me. And even if you're a homeless person without $1, dirty and disheveled, forgotten by everyone, you still have limitless worth to God. Your worth is established by God. Nothing you can do, think, wish, or make it necessary to establish your worth. You don't have to do anything. It's there. Often we listen to those voices in our heads saying, "You're not enough." We walk through life with this sense that we're not cut out for more. Proverbs 23:7 says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Remember your worth. Think on it until it's imprinted in your heart and tell yourself often, my worth is beyond anything I can do in this world. My worth is more than the job I have, more than the relationship I'm in, more even than this body I have, and more than my bank account. Seed that deeply And you can take on any challenge that comes your way with confidence. Be willing to allow the Spirit to show you your true worth. These wrong choices, they're just mistakes. Mistakes becomes experiences. And the more experiences, the better you'll get at making choices. And before you know it, you'll be soaring high with confidence. If you have a high level of self-worth, then if everything was taken away from you, it still wouldn't change who you are as a person. It won't shake your self-confidence because you don't measure your worth by external circumstances. But Julie, what if my ego gets out of control and I start thinking too highly of myself? Well, got news for you. If you think that you're the best thing since sliced bread, that's your ego self-talking. That's your lowercase ego self-talking. If you think that you just suck, then you're identifying again with your lowercase self-ego. You must get to know the true self, capital S, which is part of our mind that goes beyond the body. When we begin to learn this true self, capital S, we learn that our worth is beyond anything that we can do in this world. And the awesome transformation that happens when we begin to deeply trust our worth in God's eyes is we are then able to recognize the worth in others and their unique place in God's heart. So may our prayer be for the transformation of our heart and mind so that we can see the good in everyone else. And everybody says, oh yeah, oh yeah.